You ever look at someone, really look at them and think, that person has it all figured out. They're organized, they're successful, they show up for everyone. They're the friend who remembers birthdays, the coworker who never misses a deadline. And then one day they just collapse and everyone's shocked.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Nobody sees it coming because these are the people who never ask for help, like ever.
Exactly. And today I really want to talk about that. About how the people who look like they have it all together are often the ones closest to breaking. Because they've built their entire identity, their whole sense of self, on doing, rather than just being.
Okay, so break that down for me. What do you mean by doing versus being?
So think about it like this. Some people from a very young age learned that they were only valuable when they were useful, when they were achieving something, getting good grades, being the responsible one, keeping the peace in a chaotic household. They were never told, you are enough just sitting here, just existing, just being you.
That hits different because I think a lot of us relate to that more than we'd like to admit. Like, I definitely grew up thinking my worth was tied to what I could produce.
And that's so common. It's almost universal in a way. But here's where it gets dangerous. When your identity is built entirely on performance, on being the strong one, the reliable one, the one who handles everything, you don't have a self underneath that. You have a role.
A role, not a person.
Right, and roles are exhausting to maintain because they're not real. They're armor, and armor is heavy.
So, what does that look like day to day, like for the person living this?
It looks like saying I'm fine 200 times a day and meaning it 0 times. It looks like being the therapist friend but never having someone to talk to yourself. It looks like your body screaming, headaches, insomnia, this constant low-level anxiety, but you push through because that's what you do. That's who you are, or at least who you think you are.
And I think there's this really tricky thing where society actually rewards this behavior. Like, we celebrate the grind. We applaud the person who never takes a day off. We call burnout dedication.
Absolutely. We romanticize it. She's so strong, he never complains. And what we're really saying is, thank you for suffering quietly so we don't have to deal with it.
Wow. That's a hard truth right there.
And the breaking point, when it comes, it doesn't look dramatic all the time. Sometimes it's not a big meltdown. Sometimes it's just numbness. You wake up one day and you can't feel anything. You've been so busy holding everyone else up that you forgot you were drowning.
I think that's what scares people the most, honestly, the numbness. Because at least when you're stressed, you're feeling something. But when you just go blank, that's terrifying.
It is, and that's the moment, if we're lucky, where something cracks open, where the question finally surfaces, who am I if I'm not doing something for someone?
And that question is terrifying because what if the answer is, I don't know?
Then that's the beginning. That I don't know is actually the most honest, most brave thing a person like that has ever said. Because for the first time, they're not performing, they're not managing, they're just sitting in the uncertainty of being human.
So what does healing look like for someone like this? Because you can't just tell a high achiever to relax. That's like telling water not to be wet.
Right. No, you can't. And honestly, healing starts with something really small. It starts with noticing, just noticing the pattern. Oh, I'm volunteering to do this thing I don't want to do because I'm afraid that if I don't, people won't love me. That awareness, that's everything.
The awareness before the action.
Yes, and then slowly learning to tolerate the discomfort of being still, of not earning your place in every room, of letting people love you for who you are, not what you do for them. And that is genuinely one of the hardest things a human being can learn.
Because it requires you to trust that you're enough without the resume, without the hustle, without the cape.
Without the cape, yeah. And look, I want to say something directly to anyone listening who feels this in their chest right now. You are not your productivity. You are not your usefulness. You were worthy of love before you did a single thing on this earth. And you still are.
Quietly, yeah. I think a lot of people needed to hear that today.
Gently. Yeah, I think so too. Beat?
If this hit home for you, sit with it. Don't just save this and scroll. Actually sit with it.
And if you know someone who's always fine, check on them. Not with a text, really check on them.
That's the one.
Warmly, that's the one.